I'm writing to ask you to remove Dana Schultz's painting, that's the author, the painter, of Open Casket, and with the urgent recommendation that the painting be destroyed. What? Destroy a painting? This is coming from an artist. Wow, that's disgusting. Let's dive deeper. Hey, team, what's going on? Well, this is kind of a continuation of one of my other videos. Go ahead and check that card over yonder and catch up to speed on who and what we are talking about. But if you don't got time and want to stay in tight, let's jump right in. So check it out, team. Hannah Black is back at it again. And she had, well, this is kind of an older story, but it's still relevant today because more people keep signing it. She wrote an open letter, so let's go ahead and dive in. Now, warning, this woman is disturbed and just disgusting racist. Oh my God. It's hard for me to read this, but let's jump in. She's talking about this painting here. It's a painting called Open Casket, and it depicts Emmett Till. Now, if you don't know who Emmett Till is, he was murdered. He's a 14-year-old boy, and he was murdered by two white supremacists who were put on trial, and they got off, and they destroyed his face, and it was horrible and disgusting, and it's just a dark mark on the whole justice system. It happened in the 50s, 60s, and this white woman, she's actually Jewish, painted a painting to, well, it was meant to be white shame, to shame white people, and I don't get why Hannah's upset, but the letter kind of tells us why. Let's go ahead and jump in here. I'm writing to ask you to remove Dana Schultz's painting, that's the author, the painter, of Open Casket, and with the urgent recommendation that the painting be destroyed. What? Destroy a painting? This is coming from an artist. Wow, that's disgusting. Let's dive deeper. She says, in brief, the painting should not be acceptable to anyone who cares or pretends to care about black people because it is not acceptable for a white person to transmute black suffering into profit and fun. Oh, but it's okay for a black person to do that. So the problem is white. She's white. Wow, that's racist. Wow. Though the practice has been normalized for a long time. Well, I mean, I don't know how you think you have an insight into what people's motivations are. In fact, you even mention it down here. It says, although Schultz's intention may be to present white shame, this shame is not correctly represented as a painting of a dead black boy by a white artist. Those non-black artists who sincerely wish to highlight the shameful nature of white violence should be, first of all, stop treating black pain as raw material. That's not what she was doing. She was depicting a photograph that she felt had a powerful meaning to it. It's not it's so ridiculous. It's not appropriation anything. This is an American tragedy. What happened to Emmett Till is an American tragedy. You don't own it. Black Americans don't own it. You especially don't own it, Hannah, because you're English. You're an English black woman. What the hell do you know about the experience of black Americans? So here's the problem. Hannah, you aren't a black American. You grew up in England. I mean, this isn't controversial at all. Those are very different cultures and different places to grow up and have an experience in. I'm not saying that you, as a black English woman, don't have a voice and an experience to share. Not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's different than the black Americans. But you see, here's the thing. If you get it, it's because someone was able to explain it to you, which means that this whole discord, this whole disconnect can be explained with open and honest communication. So your whole idea to shut down speech by destroying a painting is exactly the opposite of what will have a positive effect and help solve this whole problem. The painting must stay up. You're ridiculous. Anyway, we move on. This is a fun one. White free speech and white creative freedom have been founded on the constraint of others and are not natural rights. The painting must go. What in God's name are you talking about? Freedom of speech is natural. That's a natural law given to us by our Creator. That's why it's enshrined in our Constitution. If you were an American black person, you would understand this. We have freedom of speech here for all men, because all men are created equal, endowed with their Creator by certain unalienable rights, which include, but are not limited, light, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You can't have liberty if you can't speak your mind. That's for all men to share. It's for all men to enjoy. It is a travesty when people aren't allowed to enjoy the dictates of their conscience, which is shown to the world through speech. Shame on you. You want to silence someone Ugh, you're so ridiculous. It says non-black people must accept that they will never embody or cannot understand this gesture. We can't understand it, or are we not smart enough? Can you not explain it well enough? Well, you probably can't explain it because, again, you're not a black American. What the hell would you know? You've had offices in Berlin, you've had offices in England, and now you're in New York. But let's read on further. Non-black people must accept that they will never embody and cannot understand this gesture. The evidence of their collective lack of understanding is that black people go on dying at the hands of white supremacists. That's not what the evidence shows. It's not. Is it happening? I think so. But let's go and take a look. Hate crime hoaxes are more common than you think. And who is really being racist when we take a look at different, let's take a look at online. Who's really being racist? Who's really engaging in hate speech? College AI to identify hate speech turns out minorities are the worst offenders. I mean, and let's go over here. Let's talk about the police. This is a study from Harvard. It came out in 2016. And it says, on the most extreme use of force, officer-involved shootings, we find no racial differences in either the raw data or when contextual factors are taken into account. That means there is no police hunting. There's no systemic racism of the police hunting down black victims. That's nonsense. It's a false narrative. Yet, here she is, continuing it. And it's disgusting. And you're a racist. And you're not even a black American. You're a European who immigrated here. Why are you here if you hate America so much? You're rich. You've had offices in several countries. You don't have to be here. If you hate it so much, go there where you feel like you are in. I don't think you should have to. I think you should stay here and be a part of the wonderful tapestry. Just recognize that these wonderful things, this horrible, evil, racist letter, you have a complete right to say. You have a complete right to say everything you've said, and nobody should harm you or hurt you. The government should not be allowed to silence you, even though you're woefully ignorant. I don't think anybody should force you to shut up. Shame on you for wanting to silence it. The painting must stay up. And let's move on. Ongoing debates of the appropriation of black culture by non-black artists. Oh my God. You know what cultural appropriation is? It means we learn from each other. Cultural appropriation is stupid. Do you think that see, you wouldn't know this because you're, again, an English woman, all right? Not a black American. Not even an American. Well, you might be a citizen now. If you are, hey, welcome. But your background is not on the streets. To wit, you would know that there is no American culture without our black brothers and sisters. And there is no American culture without our white brothers and sisters. We are intertwined. It's like, you want to talk about rock and roll and blues? What do you think? It's gospel from the old fields where the slaves were, and it's country music coming together, forming jazz. And from that comes all the other type of variations that we get. Do you think one just happened spontaneously without the other? Is a guitar even something that Africans had back then? Is it something they had in the field? No, it's an instrument made in the West. But here you have these amazing guitarists. Was it culturally appropriation for them to learn how to play guitar? Hell no. And I'm glad they did. Cultural appropriation is bullshit. It is. We learn from each other. We take what's good and we keep on progressing. Bruce Lee had it straight. You take what works for you, you discard what's useless, and you add your own, making it uniquely yours. That's what it is. It's called learning from each other. It's not cultural appropriation. And people who say that are just ignorant. Or they're English black women. Hannah. Let's see, what the hell's her name? We should just take what you say and make you look stupid. And that's what we've done here today. I hope it worked. In conclusion, this painting must stay up. Unless it's time for it to come down. You know, because it was time, not because you caved to pressure. Unfortunately, all Hannah wants to do is shut down communication and shut down dialogue, saying there's no way you could understand because of your skin color. Well, I reject that. I reject it completely. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.